Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this to one video, but a lot of you guys were asking why I said The Cut was one of the most culturally significant publications of our time, and let me explain with a couple of examples. So a couple of months ago, I noticed that despite not necessarily following her, I found Savannah James coming up on my feed a lot in incredible looks like this, and I just felt like, she's coming a bit more into the spotlight. That's interesting, noted. Only to then see her get the cover spread on this month's issue of The Cut. And various other people have also been on the cover, like Glorilla, Young Miami, as mentioned in my last video, and various others. And I just want you to think about the biggest publications right now that still do cover girls. Would these artists be on their cover? Maybe not. We know that fashion magazines, like culture magazines, are quite snobby, and it takes a long time, especially for people in these categories who maybe even look like this, to even make it to the cover. That's point one. And we all have this wonderful lady to thank, Lindsay People. She's the editor-in-chief, and as you know, she will have the final sign-off, the final say of who gets on the cover and what stories are covered in general. And if you think about our incumbents, if you think about the biggest magazines, i.e. the Vogues of the world, the editor-in-chief has always played that critical role, and their understanding of culture is what makes the publication successful, what changes the game, what innovates. That has always kind of been the case. Let me give you an example. So to us, this looks like a normal photo, on Vogue, but at the time when this was published, there had never been a model wearing jeans on the cover. Anna Wintour made that decision. Anna Wintour was also the key driver of this culture that we have now around celebrities being on the front cover of fashion magazines in general. This is like an 80s cover of Madonna, who was incredibly controversial at the time as an artist, as a person, and maybe traditional circles would have kind of overlooked her. And Anna Wintour continued to take those risks. Again, off the back of some of the drama that was happening in Nia Long's personal life, The Cut also put her on the cover saying she is doing just fine, referencing something that had happened in media without being like too tabloidy or too gossipy, which I thought was just really well done. And I feel like other mainstream publications would have overlooked this very important story for such a culturally significant actor as Nia Long. Quickly back to Savannah. They have tapped, and probably Savannah's PR team as well, have tapped that she is actually about to be on the cusp of coming out into her own as a celebrity in her own right and being more in the forefront. And the Cut are covering that way earlier than anybody else. I'm going to have to make a part 2 of this video, so I'm just going to stop here, but we're going to get into the articles that they write and also how they position themselves as a brand in terms of the key pillars that are important to the Cut. So I'm going to link part 2 and just film it right now. So follow and watch.